Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
Yeah, it's a special broadcast of the Changing Stage radio show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in internet talk radio. And we are brought to you by some really cool companies. First off is SIR at sir-usa.com. If you want to get gear for your tour, like all the big dogs do, you go to SIR. They've been doing it since the 70s, and they go all around the U.S., all the big shows, as well as for corporations, because corporations need gear too. And, of course, we've got our good friends who provide the gear if you want to buy it and not rent it, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. One of the biggest online retailers, but also if you are local in San Diego, you are great to go down to National City to check them out. Again, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. They just want you to play it loud. And then, Jennifer over at California Music Studios, where they connect the teachers with the students, or the students with the right teachers, however you want to look at it. And they've been providing a great space for us up in Encinitas, and we really appreciate them. And this is a great broadcast because it's all about drums today. And we have Bone Drums from Slovenia with Nate. You there, sir?
Hi, how are you?
Good. And also, Michael, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you doing?
All right, Michael's over in L.A. and Nate's in Slovenia. So this is our first time we're getting a call from Slovenia. This is awesome. you know what, Nate? It's kind of funny. I was going through the emails. I didn't get your last name, man. What's your last name?
My last name is Boskovic.
Okay, very cool. And then, of course, Michael is Holowatch. And you guys are kind of a dynamic duo when bringing in to this country the great craftsmanship of drum manufacturing from Slovenia. Let's start off with you, Nate. I want to kind of talk to you and find out a little bit about your history and why you came to focus on custom drums.
Yeah, basically the whole idea was started in 2005.
Okay.
So we are celebrating kind of 10th anniversary this year. It was just an idea at first, so let's try to build a drum, and here we are right now making all sorts of drums.
Yeah, with all kinds of different materials. We're definitely going to get into that. So, were you a drummer when you decided you were going to also make drums, or you just thought they were the coolest instrument on the planet, and you're just going to take a stab at something that seems to be very mystifying, because how to make drums it doesn't, you don't just take a piece of tree and carve it out. You actually have to mold and do all kinds of stuff. So what got where was that start? Was it for you personally, or was it just something?
Yeah, it was me personally. I was playing drums and other percussions also in music school. So when the music school was over in 6 years, I needed a new challenge, it seems. And being a mechanical designer, I give it a try. So
okay,
that was the basic idea.
Very cool. And what type of music kind of inspired this instrument? Because it definitely it's very much a rock and roll instrument, because drums and different other styles of music are usually isolated to specifically like a bass drum or cymbals in an orchestra. But you're making sets. What kind of music were you playing that inspired this?
I was playing just simple rock, punk rock. I come from a very small town, which is here in Slovenia, very popular and famous about punk bands, punk rock bands. It's called Idrija. So this was kind of the legacy of the town. So I didn't have much choice, basically, what kind of music to start with.
Yeah, definitely. Well, hey, I noticed on your website that you have Marky Ramone. So when you went to punk, you went right to the source, right?
Yeah, I had a chance to meet him at some shows here in Slovenia, so we talked a little bit, and we then got this idea for his snare drum, and that was it.
Okay, very cool. And obviously, Michael is one of your endorsed players. Tell us, before we jump into Michael, who are some of the other players that you have?
Well, we don't have a very big roster yet because we are kind of been searching also for new serious artists. Let's say here in Europe, a very known artist is drummer from a band called Laibach.
Okay.
They're on the scene for decades, and they were just 1 week ago the first Western rock band and performing a live show in North Korea.
Oh wow! Okay, that's very progressive right there, playing in North Korea. And
yeah, it was really big in the media all over the globe.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So you guys got a little bit of a press on that one, and you mentioned Marky Ramone, and I know that you're growing because as I was looking at it, you were actually doing an outreach. So anybody listening that's a drummer and you want to be endorsed, you got to give your special story, and there's a possibility of having a relationship with this incredible drum company. So do you want to give a URL that you can point them to kind of learn more about your drums?
Yes, basically we are looking always for passionate drummers who can breathe and live with our passion, and this is the whole idea. We love to support drummers who are willing to develop themselves, who are willing to look out of the box, to expand the horizon.
Yeah,
like this.
And I think that's important because in this day and age, with the business being what it is, you've kind of got to expand. What your thoughts are. Step away from sometimes the traditional and go with some of these new innovations. So one of the things I noticed that you had is you use a lot of different types of materials. You've got the babinga is one of the drum materials. You use acrylic. So let's kind of get into the processing. When you were learning well, let's start with that. Where did you learn to create your own drums? And let's talk a little bit about the process.
I think everything was coming on the way, starting with something, learning, educating myself, then getting some new crazy ideas, again, try to do it, test it, again, learn it. So this is the whole continuous process, of course, with sense of musical touch and also with the background of the construction stuff which I used to work. So this was the whole idea. Let's try something new, something crazy. So we always try to stand up and out from the others, let's say, to try some crazy ideas, crazy materials, and also crazy combinations. So we have developed something special which is now still left at the darkness, and we will probably reveal that at our 10th anniversary celebration on the NAMM show in January.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely we'll be there. We're going to be broadcasting live from the NAMM show, so
Perfect.
we'll have to have you guys come by the booth and actually physically meet, as it's not quite so easy when you're being in Slovenia. Though I could probably go ahead and run up to L.A., not too hard to see Michael. We're in San Diego. But let's kind of touch on Michael. How did you discover this company, and how did you build a relationship with them?
Well, I actually had started at NAMM about 4 years ago. I'd moved out to California from New Jersey in 2009, and a friend of mine introduced me to Nate at the NAMM show.
Okay.
About 3 or 4 years ago, and we met. Very cool guy. We hung out a little bit because he stayed in the States for a little bit, and then we just kind of kept in touch. I got his card and liked his pictures on Facebook. We chatted a little back and forth, and then a few years later, I came into the NAMM show and played some of his drums, as this was, I believe, 2 years ago. just kind of demoing them, laying down a beat, playing the toms, just giving people a tone, not, flashing off too much, just hear the drums. And, I think that's really where the relationship started. He said, let me build you a kit. I said, well, I've got some very interesting taste. He said, no problem. We can do anything you want. And that was the magic word. And so it's interesting you mentioned Bubinga. I wanted him to make me a Bubinga kit, and he did so. And by the very next NAMM, which was this past NAMM, we unveiled my Bubinga kit, and it is beautiful, and I play it every day. And it's just great work. Absolutely beautiful drums.
Awesome. We've got about 45 seconds left in this segment. Obviously, we have 3 more segments to come. Again, let's get some URLs. Yours, Michael, is michaelholowatch.com. That's MichaelHolowatch.com. So if you want to check out some of the stuff.
Yes, I have another one. It's www.thereplicasmusic.com, the music company I own, too. Yeah.
Awesome. And Nate, go ahead and give the Bone website.
It's pretty simple, www.bonedrum.com.
Very cool. We'll be right back and talking to these gentlemen about Bone Drums, about Michael's production, and the reason why you want to have a customized drum kit, because it gives you the sound that is unique to you. This has been the Changing Stage Radio Show. My name is Florentino Buenaventura. We'll be right back here in a few short minutes. Thanks to our sponsors, Pitbull at pitbullaudio.com, SIR at SIR-USA.com, and, of course, California Music Studios at CaliforniaMusicStudios.com. We'll be right back, folks.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you've helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians, because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
In the military, things can change in an instant. At Navy Mutual Aid Association, we understand because it's our life too. That's why our dedication to serving the life insurance needs of our military veterans and their families is unrivaled. Navy Mutual offers superior life insurance protection without military service restrictions and limitations. A single focus on providing the peace of mind military families are looking for. That's what we do. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. Call 800-628-6011 or go to NavyMutual.org.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on VinVillage Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect. Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to VinVillage Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Talk to me. information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
That's right. It's the second segment of the special broadcast here on the Changing Stage radio show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet talk radio. And we just want to say some thanks to our special sponsor, California Music Studios, who connects all of the great teachers to students all across Southern California. So big thanks to Jennifer and the crew over there. And we've been talking with Nate and Michael of Bone Drums. So, gentlemen, you're there with me?
Yes.
All right, very cool. You know what? It's very interesting about the idea of custom drums. I play bass, and we've had custom basses for quite some time. But drums is something unique. What can somebody expect from this process? You were touching on it a bit ago, Michael. But essentially, we are looking at something that is very, very, like you said, you had your own custom materials. Tell us a bit about the process of creating a custom drum set for yourself.
Oh, for me?
Well, either one of you, Nate or Michael.
Well, I'll probably be quicker about it. I've always had a certain type of wood and a certain type of sound in mind and a certain type of look. When you have a company like Bone who can pretty much put anything together, it made it very easy for me to build my custom drum set. I wanted a Bubinga wood. I wanted it dark, natural, very earthy sounding. I wanted old school rounded bearing edges like the old Ludwigs and Slingerlands of the old days, but with a modern component to it. I wanted brand new hardware. I didn't want the hardware from the 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
So you want a tough drum set. You want a durable drum set that looks really good and sounds really warm. And so that's basically what drove me to make the decisions I made with the kit, and I'm extremely happy with it. So I don't know, Nate can probably go into more detail about what other customers and drummers could expect when they call him, I guess. And
Yeah, Michael, I want to ask you, why did you specifically pick Bubinga?
Bubinga is a wood that is kind of exotic to drums. There are a few companies that have been using it here and there. And I've always thought that it sounded a little bit more, like I said, a little more earthy than like your typical maple birch kit. Certain tones of the Bubinga wood, particularly in the snare drum and the tom-toms, there's a certain level of volume of tone. Sometimes we get volume without tone and tone without volume. And it seems to me like I get a little bit more of both with the Bubinga wood.
Awesome. Now, Nate, you also do other materials. You do non-organic materials like acrylic. That was something popular back in the like the 70s and stuff. And you're bringing it back. Beautiful kits. Tell us about that type of material. What are the pluses and possibly the minuses of having something that's non-organic?
Yes. Basically, we are making die-casted acrylic shells. That means from the mold, not just rounded up and glued planks. So we can basically make any type of color, transparent, non-transparent, different thicknesses. So yeah, as you said, it started a few decades ago, and we wanted to bring something of this back, of course, with all this new technology available, as die casting of the shells sure is. Speaking of pluses, I would say, besides that the shells are very attractive and very unique, let's say, under the lights on the stage, it also can, let's say, sound in any tone you want to tune it. So basically, if you can make a piano, a big piano, let's say, out of the acrylic drums. You can just tune them and then run up and down like crazy to try to play a music. The minus, of course, of such material, let's say, if this is the minus, is for sure that material as such doesn't have the natural tone or whatsoever, because it's completely artificial. But just because of this, you can tune it basically wherever you want.
Okay, that's awesome, because I know that some of the drummers that I've had on the show, they're actually starting to look at drums more melodically. Specifically, Jonathan Moffat, he has 5 kick drums, not to do double bass stuff, but to play different tones within a track. So it's kind of interesting that the acrylic gives you that ability to almost create a drum melodic instrument more than just being a rhythm instrument. And
yeah, correct.
Who are the kind of players that have gravitated towards this sound, coming, like I said, kind of a retro infusion of that? So
it's hard to say.
Are some of the players that you have endorsed, have they played that, or even you, Michael? Is it something that what are your thoughts on some of these non-organic materials?
Well, the beauty of an acrylic drum set is it'll never warp. You can get it wet. It looks really cool. The acrylic has a tendency of projecting a little bit more volume than wood. Not more than metal. The steel drums, like Bonham's drums that were made of stainless steel, those were some of the loudest drums and still are. The beauty of what Nape's doing with these die-cast shells, back in the 70s or 60s and 70s, when Fives and Ludwig were making the acrylic shells, they were bending them and gluing them. And so a lot of the vintage drum sets that you see today, acrylic, that are still around, have a lot of problems with the drill holes and the seams. But these die-cast ones that I just make are absolutely beautiful and very durable, very tough. And, I'll be honest with you, I think they have a little bit more tone, actually a lot more tone, because of that process that he goes through when he's making those acrylic shells. I have one of his acrylic kits at my studio right now, and it just sounds unbelievable.
Awesome. Now, do you find that the acrylic kit is a great for recording, or is it more of an alive type of environment? And then, for the organic, like the Bubinga, what would be the differences in both those different types of environments?
Well, I think the acrylic is definitely something that you want to consider more for the live environment because of the volume. However, depending on the type of record, the Muse record, I know a couple of years back they did some recording with the acrylic drums, but they were looking for a big, huge, loud sound, and that kind of really was effective. So I guess it really depends on what you're looking for. I've used acrylic snare drums in the studio that sounded really amazing. And as for the Bubinga, another reason why I picked it, it really kind of sings in both scenarios. It has the volume and presence for a live show, but it also has the warmth and tone I can use to record in the studio. And the kit that I have from Bone, I've done both. I play it pretty much every day, either in the studio or live. It gets a lot of use.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds like it, man. You're working, and we're going to talk a bit more about that in the third segment. We got about 2.5 minutes left. I want to kind of talk about the process. Nate, can you tell me, from creation to delivery, what's the process of making drums? And I know it's a lot more complicated than 2 minutes can hold, but give us a kind of little snapshot of that.
Yeah, so basically, when we are all set with the idea, with the drummer, what kind of materials he wants to use, what are the sizes, the final finish, the hardware, and so on. So the procedure starts at, let's say, if we are now speaking of traditional wood material, when we select the veneer, we do also lots of combinations. We call it like true hybrid shells, where we combine different type of woods inside of ply. And then we mold the shells together with, let's say, if someone wants a little bit more exotic finish, like Mike's kit is, which has a curly bubinga. Also, this final finish veneer is added inside of the mold. So maybe some other are doing this with extra gluing after, but we are already, when we open the mold, the shell is basically already done.
Wow, okay.
So then the shell needs to be cut to precise measurements. Then all the holes for the hardware are made. Before that, of course, everything goes to our painting booth to get some lacquer finish. That also depends on how much the wood is exotic, let's say, because the more exotic wood, the longest the painting process is in the painting booth. This could last up to 2 months, let's say.
Wow.
And then when we are done with lacquering the wood, then all the standard drilling and edge cutting, all sorts of edges, whatever you want, and then final assembly, boxing, shipping.
Pretty intense, man. A little bit more involved, it seems like, than making guitars. So it's pretty awesome, the process. Again, it's kind of a mystery. You see these instruments, and they come out perfectly round, and they sound so great, but you don't know the process kind of going into it. We're going to take a commercial break now. This has been the Changing Stage Radio Show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet Talk Radio. And we've been talking with Mike and Nate of Bone Drums, and respectively the artist Mike. And we'll be right back in a very few short minutes. Thanks for staying tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
This is Bill Gruber with BizVid Communications, a Southern California video production leader. We've been honored to sponsor, produce, write, and host many of the fine programs on WS Radio over the years. So we understand how important the internet and your website exposure are. As video producers, we know the tricks and secrets to incorporate video to increase your search engine optimization and business success. Visit bizvidcommunications.com to see what we can do for you. BIZVID Communications.com.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
That's right. It's the third segment of the special broadcast of the Changing Stage radio show powered by the Mighty WS Radio Networks. I want to give a shout out to SIR-USA.com or SIR, where music rental gear is made in abundance. And we should talk to them about getting some bone gear, man. That would be awesome, so that when people are on tour like Michael, they can have somebody deliver it right there to the concert facility. Mm-hmm. That'd be a great way to go. Speaking of that, Michael, let's talk a little bit about you and your history in the music biz. You came from Jersey, and my show producer Paul Berezetsky is also a Jersey boy. So,
what up?
Oh, nice. What exit?
I had a friend of mine that was in the band that he called "What Exit" because that's all that really matters down there. I don't remember anymore.
Term. What exit off the turnpike yard. I started playing drums as soon as I could pick up paint sticks and bang on cans in my grandfather's garage. Started taking private lessons at 5. Studied classical percussion at William Patterson, musical education. Played a lot of different music back east, primarily hip-hop, funk, soul, R&B, reggae, Afrobeat.
Oh, you're talking my flavors now, man. That's what I play funk.
That's nice. We should get together sometime. You're San Diego. We'll have a little jam session.
Yeah. Paul's my guitar player, so we can get the Jersey crew rolling. And
it's going to be all Springsteen and Bon Jovi covers.
No,
that's cool. I'll bring some tail ham, and we'll make some sandwiches. So I did a lot of music, a lot of different stuff back east. Decided to take it to California about 5 or 6 years ago, and since then I've started my own company with my wife, the replicasmusic.com. It's kind of we call ourselves the musical event architects, the special event musical architects.
Okay.
And we're a variety band. We do covers, but we do them very close to the record. And we cover a wide variety of music. There's about a 400 or 500 song repertoire that we cover.
Wow. I give you props on that, man.
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, so there's that. I play a lot of different styles of music with original groups, everything from very eclectic, funky female singer-songwriters to very hard, almost throwback hard rock bands in L.A. and stuff like that. I run my own studio where I record with bone drums, of course. I do music for licensing and TV and film, and also record original independent artists in L.A. And like I said, a very, very, very broad spectrum of music. Not really a focused drummer where I play one style of music and solo my like crazy on that. I'm more of a guy that kind of tries to get into as many different styles as possible and to wear as many hats as I possibly can. And that's where it comes down to, again, the bone drums and the bubinga, just being able to be, very flexible with my tone and my attack on the kit.
Awesome. What do you use to complement those awesome drums? What kind of hardware? What kind of cymbals? Tell us a bit about that.
Well, the two things that I stick to are heads and sticks. Okay. I swear by Rebo heads. I will not touch another head. There's no reason to. The only ones that sound like drums. Vader drumsticks. I've been playing Vader drumsticks for over 20 years. Not endorsed by either Remo or Vader. So if y'all are listening, even though I don't have endorsements, I will not play any other product other than those two. As far as cymbals, I have so many cymbals that I I use for the studio. I've got craft cymbals, little $25 hi-hats by Wuhan that sound like a garbage can lid, but they sound great on mic for certain records and things. So cymbals is, as far as that's concerned, I'm all over the board. But heads and sticks, for me, it has to be Remo and Vader. The Vader sticks are just balanced. They last longer. They sound better. They feel better with the rebound. And the Remo heads just work so well and sound so great. Especially on the bone drums with those rounded overbearing edges.
Yeah, definitely. And you do a lot of touring from what I've seen from your website. I did a little research on you. You've been all around the globe. Do you, is there any place that you haven't been to? And what's one of those stories from the road that just kind of sticks out into your mind?
This is internet radio, right?
This is internet radio. So we've had some crazy stories.
Okay.
Tell us about those Jersey girls.
Well, that's a whole other show. But as far as, I've never been to Africa. Never toured anywhere near it. I've just basically in Europe, Eastern Europe, and the United States and Canada, and had a lot of fun playing Afrobeat and funk music. I haven't been on the road in a while. Since I moved to Cali, I've kind of become more of a studio player. So as far as those old road stories, I'd have to really, really think about it. There was a time in Birmingham, England, we played a small little restaurant that just took all the tables out for a club at night. And we blew the power out about 3 times and had a great night. We were partying and drinking tequila and after the gig and having a good time. And I kind of got lost from the band and found out they had left without me. And I had no phone. They apparently brought some other guy who looked like me back to the hotel. And so I ended up kind of roaming the streets of Birmingham, eating a falafel and sleeping on a park bench until the restaurant opened in the morning at 10 a.m. And that's probably one of the tamer stories that I can get away with on the air without getting myself into trouble or you guys into trouble with any regulatory age.
Well, there's a lot of random things I heard in there. Tequila in England, for one, that's just kind of random.
Mm-hmm.
You're not drinking some type of native, at least European-based alcohol.
No, we had been drinking, ales all day.
Okay.
And then after the show, we met with a bunch of French people, and they were like, "Let's drink tequila." So we switched it up and drank tequila, and that's where the trouble started. Everybody started,
awesome.
going into different directions. Yeah.
Did your doppelganger end up being going on tour with you guys?
No, in fact, I think they brought him back to the apartment we were staying at, and then realized he wasn't me, and just say, "Hey, get the hell out."
And this guy just randomly went with this American band, just like, "Hey,
he was a rock star for a night. He probably loved it."
Well, it was a 12-piece band, so it was a big band. There was horns and percussion, drums, 2 guitars, vocalist, the whole nine.
Okay.
And so, it wasn't hard to just kind of blend in with a big crowd like that. 12 pieces is a lot for a band.
That's pretty awesome. Now, do you still do a lot of touring with doing all the studio and session gigs that you've been doing? And what do you prefer out of the two?
I really love the road. I had a great time on the road, and I definitely look forward to doing some more work. There's a few artists that I've worked with recently. I've recorded on their records for particularly one artist with Cuts Deep Records, Tiffany Brower. We're still waiting for the record to kind of be finished, but when it is, depending on how they want to go, I'd love to do a little tour with her. Some really good like psychedelic country rock and singer-songwriter stuff, really kind of cool stuff.
Awesome.
I'm very content in Los Angeles. I play with a lot of bands here. I have my own band, which allows me to basically pick my own music, pick my own musicians, and so I work with some really amazing people. And those are also the same musicians that I hire and get work in my studio when I work with these singer-songwriters. And also when I get projects for licensing TV and film music, I bring those same musicians into my studio, and we create background music or theme music for TV and film. So it's, I can't complain. I'm making music for a living. I'm teaching drums, playing drums, I'm recording drums. I can't complain. I'm very, very content where I am. But I would absolutely love, to hop on the road, whether it be just a quick tour of the States or the road in Europe and elsewhere.
Awesome. Well, now we've got about a minute left. What would be some advice for some of these up-and-coming players? What would you say for them with this current market?
Be as diverse as you can. Learn how to record, learn how to sing, be a background vocalist as a drummer. Learn your rudiments. Learn the history of the instrument. Learn as much as you can. Don't just become good at it and listen to everybody tell you how amazing you are and just think that that's the end of it. Be humble and learn as much as you can about the root of what you do.
Awesome. Well, we're going to be taking a commercial break right now. We'll be coming back for our final segment of this special broadcast, talking about the music equipment or music instrument industry and how that is impacted now with the internet and all that other fun stuff, and how Bone Drums is taking that by storm. This has been the Changing Stage radio show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in internet talk radio. My name is Florentino. I'm here with Nate and Michael. We've been having a great time. Thanks SIR, Pitbull Audio, and California Music Studios. We'll be right back in a few short minutes.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at whichwich.com and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, whichwich.com.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
All right, this is the fourth segment of the special broadcast from the Changing Stage radio show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet talk radio. My name is Florentino Buenaventura, and I'd like to thank Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. They just want you to play it loud, with loud drums by Bone Drums. And we've been talking with Nate as well as talking with Michael. Gentlemen, I've been just, really so compelled to want to go out and buy drums, even though I'm a bass player, man. I think it would be awesome. In this day and age, in this industry kind of being, what it is, and people still trying to figure out how to make money in this business. Tell us a bit about how that's affected Bone Drums, Nate, and you're a European company taking this worldwide, and also, one thing we didn't touch on is what are the price points for a set of drums from maybe a start of maybe a already kind of standardized kit, even though they're all custom. But there's somebody said they just wanted standard five piece kit on up to something, say, like what Michael has.
Let's say a kit like Michael has, the prices starts at like the retails are $7,000 and something, and of course this is plus minus because everything is then each detail can be also customized, or if the set is like this as is, the retails around $7,000. Yes.
Okay. And what would is that kind of is that where you start off with, or is it? Or is it like I said, a standardized kit? What it would be a price point?
We can talk about standard kits. Let's say a 3-piece kit would also be possible to get at around $4,000 to $5,000.
Okay.
Let's say a basic price with basic finishes and so on. But until today, we didn't do something very basic.
Yeah, I would imagine. I'm just using that kind of as a benchmark. I would imagine if someone wants custom drums, they want them customized. They want certain sizes. They want certain materials, and all of that is obviously going to be, dependent on what their tastes are and can fluctuate greatly. I would imagine. But that's a real deal. That's a car. At least.
I want to just step in if I could and just say that there's. The options that you have with Bone Drums are vast. There are a lot of options you can get when it comes to color, hardware, style, everything.
Yeah.
So it's very, very cool.
Now, with that said, with those price points, how do you take something of, a really kind of, the high end of drum making, and how do you approach it in this current market where, people are trying to figure out how to make a dollar in this business?
Yeah, the first goal, let's say, when we are speaking about our product, is that we try to get the idea out that we do not make any compromises on materials. So we did have in the past, let's say, like requests, can you put me on the shelves cheaper hardware or whatsoever? But hey, do you get a cheap parts on Mercedes or on a Porsche? Probably not.
No, yeah, you want the best.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, the customer will then return to you and say, listen, this is rubbish. Yes, but you forced us to put this on. So yes, we are not making compromises on materials. Each detail is inspected several times during the whole production. There is no single drum leaving our company that the bearing edges, let's say, were not inspected by a human hand. So each shell, each bearing edge was touched with the thumb all around the edge. So we are trying to focus on quality very high, from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, definitely. And where marketing-wise, you're approaching now the 2016 NAMM. What other you've got that going on? You're going to have a big presence there. What other ways are you marketing your drums and your products?
Yeah, since we are still considered as a small custom drum company, also our marketing is still with small steps, if I can express myself like that. So we're trying to use these modern ways like social media, and the most we can count on it is personal approach and good spoken word around, because we don't have, let's say, financial resources at this moment to just push into the all drum magazines all over the globe.
Yeah.
We did have a lucky pickup, though, this year at the NAMM show. The managing director of Modern Drummer approached to our booth, and he expressed the willingness to make a review of our drum kit. So we are super excited. We shipped them the drums, and the review of the drum kit was on 2 pages in August issue of Modern Drummer, and they did notice all the details we are trying to keep during the whole procedure, as I spoke before.
That's great news, because it's good timing with us. So you guys, if you are listening to this right now, or if you're going to listen to it in archive, make sure you go out and get the next issue of Modern Drummer. You can kind of take a look at all the wonderful things, and kind of get the reinforcement of what we're talking about today, as well as bonedrums.com. And then Facebook. I went to the Facebook and found the Facebook. You've got a couple of different pages there, but the Bone Drums page shows some really gorgeous pictures of the drums. And like I said, I think I might have to drop playing bass, man, and go play drums. Of course, I don't know if anybody wants me to do that, because that's not necessarily been my core strength. Can't feel for the life of me.
Can you build them something in Tobacco
Sunburst? I've got a really nice set of bone drums.
In Tobacco Sunburst?
We have a lot of Tobacco Sunburst things around here. What were you going to say, Michael?
I said I have a really nice set of acrylic bone drums at my studio that are available if you're interested.
Can you have the little wind-up monkey that can play better than I can, though? Yeah, hey,
I think that could be arranged.
It's kind of like I said. It's very cool to see companies like yours, Nate. And I'm not just saying that. Really take a real passion to the art, because it's so easy to try to go, mass produced and throw just stuff out there because it's, where the market's at. And I think that's kind of a testament to where we're going to start seeing people step and go, we need to be artists, and we need the tools to be artists, like Michael. That's awesome. Hopefully, Michael, you come down here and do some work down this way. And when you come out, for sure, Nate, for the NAMM show, we'll get together.
Yes,
got about
looking forward.
1 minute left. Final thoughts, Nate.
Final touch. I can just say, let's say that our motto is serious drums for serious drummers. So anyone serious out there who dares to look out of the box, they can all check out our website, bonedrum.com, and also put application for joining the artist family of Bone Drums, and let's make it happen.
Yes, you could be like Michael and Marky. making it happen with Bone Drums. Whether it be punk or funk, you are in good hands with Bone Drums. Gentlemen, I really thank you for taking this time out. It's been a great pleasure, and want to see you much success in the future for your gear as well as your artistry, Michael. And this has been the Changing Stage Radio Show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet Talk Radio. Thanks again to Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, where they run with the big dogs like Bone Drums. You guys got to do that, as well as SIR at SIR-USA and California Music Studios at californiamusicstudios.com. Stay tuned. We will be having our guest, Manny Cepeda and Jessica Hull, for the next hour.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Progressive Medical.
Hey, this is Heidi Rue, and Progressive Medical Center has literally changed my life and my health, but I'm not the only one. Adele suffered from bone deterioration, bone overgrowth, profound muscle discomfort, physical exhaustion, and mental fog. In fact, the bone deterioration becomes so serious that she had to have back surgery. Well, after the surgery, she still didn't feel well, and so that's when she heard about Progressive Medical Center. Progressive Medical Center discovered that her adrenals weren't working properly, her hormones were out of whack, and the drugs she had been taking were doing more harm than good. Adele came into Progressive Medical Center in a walker, physically and mentally exhausted. But now she's a world traveler. She hikes and walks several miles a day, and it's all thanks to Progressive Medical Center. 770-676-6000. 770-676-6000.
Progressive Medical. This is your life. Live it well.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.